Hii mafuta iko wapi? Wameandika leo hapo ni stove ni. Unaona hii nini?
So we are here today as part of our mandate given to us by the legislative arm of government in ensuring that we're able to protect the consumers. And one aspect in technical regulation is one, ensuring that facilities, one, are licensed, two, is facilities are built to up to technical standards, and then also to ensure that those that are not built, one, are built without a license or not built up to technical standards, we're able to conduct enforcement activities and to ensure that we protect Kenyans and we protect consumers. So one of the areas that we are looking at when we speak to some of the challenges we're having in the energy and petroleum sectors, one is the aspect of vandalism on the part of electricity. We've been having a conversation particularly with the public, scrap metal dealers, where we have a lot of our critical infrastructure in terms of towers that are being vandalized in the transmission lines and distribution lines. The enforcement of that mandate sits with us as a regulator, which is a sector-specific regulator, but we work with other state security actors to ensure that we're able to achieve this. But here today, we are here on the bit of petroleum, where we have facilities such as where we are today, which is not licensed, what we call illegal dens for siphoning of petroleum products. Not too far off from here is the KPC facility in terms of the storage facility of KPC on Nanyuki Road. We have truck drivers who come here and able to siphon petroleum products out of the trucks and be able to conduct adulteration. Adulteration has two problems, because one is there's an economic incentive to adulteration because of the price differential between super diesel and kerosene, where we have kerosene being mixed with diesel or kerosene being mixed with super, and then we have our vehicles on the road for unsuspecting Kenyans, engines having to knock on account of poor quality product. So there's a quality aspect to it, but there's also an economic angle, because where you're trying to pass off kerosene as diesel or pass off kerosene as super, because of the price differential, there's economic benefit. So we've been working quite closely with the government security agencies and also with other intelligence agencies to gather intelligence or facilities such as the one we're here at today, to ensure we are not only able to stop them in the short term, but also be able to decommission. Decommissioning, which is the activity that we're here today, is a power provided to the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority by virtue of the Energy Act 2019 and the Petroleum Act 2019. So we have facilities such as this one that are quite notorious, where we come, we seal the facility, and after a couple of days they come back and they restart the illegal activities. We then take this as a last resort action, which is demolishing these facilities. At the first instance, we try and sensitize the actors to try and get them into the regulatory fold, try and get them, if possible, to be able to be licensed and to conduct legitimate business. But where they continue the illegitimate business, and where also that business is a safety hazard not only to themselves but also to Kenyans, we then have to take this very firm action of destruction and demolition of these illegal facilities. Well, we do have a program that is run by our Department of Public Education, Advocacy and Consumer Protection of fuel marking. I will say that we have walked a very long journey. From the 90s, particularly when some of the majors left, particularly West Kenya, we had a lot of independence come up. Issues of fuel quality was a big problem. But today, because of our fuel marking program, we're about upwards of 98% compliance for all the fuel that leaves the depot and ends up at the stations. So the 2% is what we want to get rid of. So we've done quite well. So about 2 to 3% from what we then analyze in terms of our fuel marking program is the adulterated product which we're able to identify in the market. So it is not a very big rampant problem. But we have seen this increase particularly because of the economic incentive. As the gap in pricing between kerosene and diesel widens, that economic incentive then incentivizes a lot of these unscrupulous people to get into this business. In 2018, the government, through Parliament, introduced what is called the anti-adulteration levy of 18 shillings on kerosene. This was to try and bridge the gap between diesel and kerosene and diesel and super to do away with the economic incentive. But because of the movement of the international price, we've seen that gap widening, and we've seen a lot of these facilities again mushroom. So what we are going to do as the regulator, working with the state security agencies, and to be able to undertake enforcement, one, to shut down such facilities. Those that are notorious will be able to decommission them completely, as we've done here today. But more importantly also is to be able to sensitize the public, raise awareness. Where you have facilities such as these ones near your home, near your work environment, it's a health and safety hazard. It will put you as an individual at risk, it will put your children at risk, it will put your workplace at risk. We do have a customer helpline. The state security agencies also have their contacts. Please reach out to us, please let us know, so that then we can come and ensure Kenyans are safe, and also Kenyans get product of the right quality at the right price. Yes, for the truck drivers, we issue them with permits. We do license them. For the trucks themselves, we do license them as well, and we also license the business. So for those who are found culpable within the rule of law, because this is a legal process, we have to be able to take them to court. They are charged in a court of competent jurisdiction, and we eventually have a conviction. We have very stiff fines. I keep emphasizing that other than probably the Sexual Offences Act, it's only the Energy Act and the Petroleum Act that have minimum fines, which are quite steep and quite painful, but because the cogs of justice have to move at the pace at which they do, once we have conviction, we take those, we are able to ensure that those fines, penalties and sanctions, including conviction and prison term, is actually served. But in the interim, because sometimes that can take 2, 3, 4, 5 years, we cannot wait that long, because it's a health and safety hazard. So we take the active step of being able to shut down the facility and decommission it, and allow then the legal process to take course. We as the regulator also will take regulatory action. If you are a licensee and you're caught in these activities, we have the mandate to either suspend your license or revoke it as well.